So it's day one of the Moth Worlds. It's been a bit of a waiting for the wind, so plenty of time to chat. Can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about the event and yourself?
Yeah, I'm Emily Nagel and I'm one of the sailors here at the Moth Worlds. I'm representing Bermuda, but I do actually live here in Weymouth, so home event in a certain sense, but excited to represent Bermuda here at the Worlds.
So tell us a bit about that. I can see your boat in the background with the blue battens.
Yeah, so I wanted to make the sail a little bit mine, so went for a little Bermuda blue, stand out on the racecourse a little bit, but it also helps see the depth of the sail and looks cool.
It does look cool. I know very little about these things. It definitely does look cool. Quite a few female athletes here. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the runners and the riders and what you're expecting to happen today? We can see in the background they've just launched.
Yeah, so we've got an awesome fleet here this year. There's like 140 boats total, something like that, and I think 11 female sailors, which I think might be a record for Moth Worlds. It's my first Moth Worlds as well, so pretty excited to get out there and see where I fit into the fleet. Not too fussed about kind of the women's trophy, but really keen to just push everyone as much as I can and take out as many of the boys as possible.
I'm sure that's a metaphor, not literally when you're going around at 20 knots, the taking out. Can you just you said, this is where you say a lot. Tell us a little bit about your build up for this event, because some people, they've practically been living here for over a month.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive, the number of boats that have been here for the past few weeks. I haven't been able to train quite as much as some of them. I do have a day job. So
what's that? Just out of interest. Some of you guys and girls do have real lives.
Yeah, so I'm a performance data analyst. So I work for the British Olympic team part-time, but then also for a number of different race boats. And then I work as a professional sailor as well on some big boats racing. So
tell us some of the big boat stuff before we go too much of a tangent. It's very interesting.
I've got a background in a lot of offshore. I did the Volvo Ocean Race in 2017-18 and Ocean Race Europe a couple years ago, and now I'm part of the Swan 50 circuit. And yeah, I like to race everything I can get my hands on.
No, that's great. And any sort of big stat, because you've got that with big teams, and then now you're sailing on your own, only yourself to blame. Which do you prefer? Or
I really just enjoy both. I think both sides of the sport are really interesting, whether it's team dynamics or really being able to push yourself around a race course as fast as you can. And there's definitely learnings that I've taken from the big boat world and brought into sailing a boat that's way smaller and also quite a lot faster. So
you're telling me.
Yeah, it's interesting and definitely can take a lot of knowledge from both sides and try and make myself a better sailor all round.
Yeah, and I think sometimes a change is as good as a rest to do different things. Is there anything particular about your boat? What hull are you running?
So I'm in an X set, which for me was a bit of an upgrade. I was on quite an old rocket beforehand for the previous two national championships in the UK, and then moved up into an X set in November. So fairly new to the boat, but really excited so far. It goes quite well against the others. Okay, it's not quite as competitive as, say, the Aerosets and Beakers, but there's still a group of them that I am actually in the mix with occasionally in training. So excited to see how fast I can push the platform. And
good to know. And for people who are thinking about getting into the Moth class as a whole, what would your top tip be?
Just to jump straight right in. I know it can be quite intimidating, especially at something like the Worlds or Nationals, where you've got 70 boats on a start line.
I've got to say, the fleet is super friendly.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, often I'm the only kind of girl sailing down here in Weymouth, but all the guys have been really receptive. Everyone wants to improve the entire squad constantly, so it's a really cool learning environment that's just always pretty positive and really fun to be a part of.
That's what we want to hear. Well, thanks for your time, and I guess at least some people are going to try and go racing.
Yeah, hopefully me in an hour or two. I'm keen to go.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.